Hello everyone. Today we'll be starting with our next topic, that is the anatomy of xylem. Earlier in this chapter we have studied about the simple permanent tissue. Now today we'll be studying about complex permanent tissue. So it is defined as a collection of structurally dissimilar cells. Not similar cells, actually dissimilar cells, performing a common function or a set of function. They are made up of more than one type of cell. So it is the definition of complex permanent tissue. Now let me tell you here, as I have already told you, this complex permanent tissue, it is of two types. Number one is xylem and number second is phloem. Together they make up the vascular bundle of the plant or vascular tissue of the plant. So today we'll be starting about the xylem in detail. So let me tell you what xylem is actually. Xylem is a plant vascular tissue that conducts water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant and also provides mechanical support. You already know that when the water is absorbed by the roots of the plant, also the minerals, but this water and minerals, they have to reach the other parts of the plant. So how they reach to other parts of the plant? They reach the other parts of the plant via this xylem. Fine. And it also provides mechanical support to the plant or a tree. Now here let me tell you, this xylem, it is made up of different types of cells. So what are the components? Number one is tracheary elements. Number second is xylem fibers, and number third are xylem parenchyma. And these tracheary elements, they are of two types. Number one is tracheids and number second are vessels. Fine. So the tracheary elements, there are two types. Number one is tracheids and number second is vessels. So let me tell you here, this tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers, they are all dead. They are all dead components of xylem. Fine. And this xylem parenchyma only, this is the living tissue of or living part of the xylem. Only the living part of the xylem is xylem parenchyma. So first of all, we'll be studying about the tracheids. The tracheids, they are not so advanced. Fine. They are found in gymnosperms and lower angiosperms. What are they actually? They are dead tube-like cells with a tapering end. Fine. And they have a thick lignified wall and lack protoplasm. Since they are dead, so they lack protoplasm, they lack nucleus. Their main function is water and mineral transportation. The term tracheid was introduced by Carl Sanyo in 1863, originally called as Tracheidae in German. So here let me tell you, its walls are hard but not very thick. They are lignified. Here you see the tracheid, it is, it has a lumen and it is dead actually, and it is a lignified wall as well, and it is tapering towards both ends. Fine. And these structures, these are called as pits. Pits are those areas where the lignin deposition is very thin or is not present. So those portions are called as pits. Fine. So their main job is to do water and mineral transportation or water or mineral conduction. I hope this is clear. Now I already told you they have a thick lignified wall. So depending upon this lignification, how this lignification is present in a tracheid, the tracheids or these thickenings may be of the following types. Number one is annular. When the wall material, lignin, is deposited in rings. Here you see the wall material, it is deposited in rings. This type of thickening is called as annular thickening. Fine. Number second is spiral. When the thickening is formed of a helix. Here you can see a helix-like structure and it is made up of lignin. So this type of thickening is called as spiral. Number next is scleriform. Sometimes the thickening material is deposited in a ladder-like manner. Here you see the ladder-like structure is there. So this type of thickening is called as scleriform. And number next is reticulate. In the case, the thickening material is deposited in a net-like structure, leaving behind the polygonal areas. Here you see the areas, the polygonal areas only. Rest are the thickenings in the form of a reticulate or net-like structure. So this type of thickening is called as reticulate. I hope this is clear to you. Now next is pitted. Sometimes the thickenings are pitted. What is that actually? If the entire surface is thickened, leaving behind unthickened circular areas. Entire surface of the trachea is thickened. You see here, only what are left behind are circular areas. You see these small areas, these are unthickened. So these are called as pits. So this type of thickening may be called as pitted, and these small structures are called as pits. Fine. I hope this is clear. Now the pits are of two types. The pits in the xylem, they are of two types. Xylem trochees are of two types. Simple pits. In a simple pit, the secondary wall surrounds the unthickened space called a pit cavity. Here what happens, the secondary wall, it surrounds, the pit cavity. Fine. This is called as a simple pit. Now number second is bordered pit. When the secondary wall is very thick, here the secondary wall is very thick and the pit cavity has form of a pit canal. This pit cavity has the form of a pit canal. This type of pit is called as a bordered pit. Fine. I hope this is clear to you. Now moving ahead, starting with the vessels. Vessels are the number second components of the xylem, and they are also dead. They are much advanced than tracheids. Tracheids are primitive as compared to vessels. Vessels are present in angiosperms. So this may be asked in your examinations, in your entrance examinations. So you may easily answer this, like vessels, these are present in angiosperms only, and tracheids, they are present in gymnosperms. Fine. And what happens? They are present in gymnosperms. They are long cylindrical structures having tube-like appearance. The walls are lignified. Their walls are lignified also and have central large cavity. Here you see, this is one vessel member. This is another vessel member. And how they are connected to each other? They are connected by means of these perforation plates. Here you see this area, this is called as a perforation plate. So here it's also perforation plate. So these vessel members, they are together connected by means of these perforation plates. Fine. Mostly involved in conduction of water, minerals, and give mechanical strength to the plant. I hope this is clear to you. So when the vessel members are stacked upon one another, they form what? They form a long tube-like structure. So individually, if you see, they have all these perforation plates through which the water, goes from one vessel member to another vessel member. So this component of xylem is also dead. Fine, and they are present in angiosperms. Next is xylem fibers. The xylem fibers are non-living sclerenchymatous cells as they lose their protoplast at maturity. These cells are found in between tracheids and xylem vessels of the xylem tissue. Sclerenchyma cells are narrow and elongated cells which taper towards the ends. Their function is to provide mechanical support only. So here you see a fiber. It is a dead sclerenchymatous cell. It doesn't have any protoplast. So what it does, it provides mechanical strength to the xylem. Fine. Or in overall you can say it provides the mechanical support to the plant. Now xylem parenchyma. These are the only living cells of xylem and store starch and fat. They assist in short distance transportation of water. What next? The cell wall is cellulosic and thin. They have prominent nucleus and protoplast cells and colorless and have large vacuoles. Their cell wall is cellulosic and thin. They have a prominent nucleus. They are colorless. They have large vacuoles. Why they have large vacuoles? To store starch, fat, etc. So this is the only living component of xylem parenchyma. Here you see they have a nucleus, they have cytoplasm. So this is the living part of the xylem, you can say. Now you can see structure of xylem in nutshell. Here I am showing you. You can see here these are the vessels here. Fine. And these are the tracheids in between. These are vessels. Here you can see the water is going up through these tracheids, and here you see the tracheids also. Fine. And here you see this is xylem parenchyma here. This is xylem parenchyma. I hope this is clear to you. You can have a look at this once again: vessels, tracheates, xylem fibers in between, and xylem parenchyma. I hope this all is clear to you, and if there are any queries, please let me know. Thank you.